Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you why I am absolutely excited for this game here. This is again back on the Korean server, where I believe the games are a little bit more competitive whenever we are reviewing Korean players. We have who I believe is Chovy as the mid lane here on Vex, right? And then we have, and this is the man, the myth, the guy in question. We have Pyoshik, which in Korean supposedly means Mark, on his signature champion Kindred. And not only that, he is also currently world's finalist, Pyoshik, which means we are definitely going to see his Kindred as a little bit of a champion to discuss, and probably something that T1's draft is going to address, given how high quality their drafts, well, comparably high quality their drafts have been so far. I'm expecting them to have a look at it and see what they can do in terms of counters and stuff like that. So far in this tournament, Owner definitely, I wouldn't say Owner hasn't been super scary, but I also have to say that, I mean, not even Canyon, I would say, has played like absolutely demonic. So I feel like a lot of junglers haven't played as crazily well as we have expected them, but still, I mean, Canyon definitely has played. Canyon definitely has played very, very good matches this world. All right, so we see him start on the red, and then he moves over to the Krugs. Moves into the bottom lane, and we probably see him look for a early Mark acquisition here with the Gromp, getting him ready and getting him the HP that he wants. So he is probably trying to, so this is 230, right? So this is a very, very early gank. He is probably looking at a gank, yep, in the bot lane, which then leads him into a free Scuttle Crab in the bot lane, as his bot lane can now help him acquire that Mark. So this is something that you see in higher elo, is you gank a lane, you help them push out, and then they help you acquire something, do something, something similar. So this is probably what we're going to see. You also see the Chove moving into the middle, or from the middle into the river. Yep, Mark has been acquired, and now he walks back and does this. He actually doesn't even do his blue. Oh, I'm intrigued. So I would have 100% finished this off by doing blue and wolves, but he does not. Very interesting. All right, listen. Moving into the mid lane. Vex is going to flash, but it seems like she is barely going to live. Yeah, very well done. No ignite available on the Ahri. All right, so Pyoshik is looking. Unfortunately, we can't really see the marks in the game, which kind of sucks. I would assume that we have an Aatrox mark, or a Lee Sin mark right now, as Aatrox just gliding out. Pyoshik honestly not acquiring a whole lot of CS so far, but he is set on acquiring these chickens. All right, so this is something that I personally would never do. It's a very obvious chicken acquisition, right? All right, he has a smite and he gets it, but like, at what cost, right? Yeah, he's going to not find a gank onto the bot lane either. All right, now he can clear his top side, his bot side, and then either return to the top side, but I would expect it to be gone. acquired by Lee Sin. Alright, so both of these camps are going to be pretty weak XP wise, right? Because they haven't been leveled up yet. Still level 4, looking for another gank. Braum not able to close the gap right now. The Q is going to actually hit the Soraka, but yeah, this is a bit of a scary situation here. Braum doesn't have a door. No door available to protect himself, and so Lee Sin is going to find the counter gank. Kind of unfortunate situation, but yeah. That was a little overforced, and with Lee Sin being down here, we can look at his camps and it is 26, which means he did not invade the top side. Alright. Wolves are going to be ignored again. Because we gotta get the frickin' mark, right? But now he is as well worried about what? The dragon? Would appear so. Alright, gotta be a little bit careful here. As Lee Sin is most definitely going to try to take this. Yeah, that is absolutely expectable. Alright. That is a double kill for the Kindred. Very well done. Very well done by Pioshik. Clearly, like, Ari also didn't do a whole lot there. And Ari, it's really weird. Like, people play Ari, but Ari feels so weak. Like, I don't know how else to put this, but Ari feels so weak. Whenever I see her do something, it's just like, I don't know. I personally haven't played her, so I don't know exactly the power budget that is there, but like it just don't feel very good. I don't know. I haven't seen a pop-off on Ari as well. So, yeah. I don't know. It's pain. But the Kindred did pick up a double there. And that is what is important. Obviously, Braum pretty ridiculously strong together with Kindred. And we are going to be looking at another bot, gank, or even dive. As now with Kindred ultimate available, there is a metric shit ton of dive opportunities as well. Now, one thing that is a thing, or that I've just recently learned is on the... Oh, actually, never mind. Hold that thought. All right, Soraka taken down. Gonna be looking for the control. Yep, it is here. And now we'll probably take the dragon or dive. Looks like a dive angle. Kindred mark is on Kai'Sa. Yeah, Kai'Sa doesn't want to trade. Either Kai'Sa goes full send onto Kindred, tries to solo kill, yep, or she doesn't. Alright, Kai'Sa flash and ultimate is going to get her out of lethal for now. So that's very good. Rommel did not hit. Spearshik is going to leave. Okay, so when watching a Worlds... how do I put it? Worlds co-stream by Monte Cristo, Papa Smithy, Wolf, and Doa. I learned from Papa Smithy. I learned a couple of things about Kindred that I actually found very, very interesting. And he kind of talked about the Kindreds sometimes dying without using their ult and why that is happening. Yeah, that is not your problem, Lee Sin. All right, no flash available for Kindred here, so unfortunately not much we will be able to do there. Yeah, we could invade this, but I mean Aatrox and stuff. Braum definitely ready. Lee Sin is going to pick up the... I don't know, was it Lee Sin? I think Lee Sin is going to pick it up. What exactly is happening right now? I am so confused. And Pioshik, as someone who is definitely very good at playing Kindred, given the fact that it is kind of his champion, he's named after it even. And I mean, you also saw his performance on Kindred. Definitely a very, very solid one. That means that we're going to be, if we get some Kindred gameplay, I will be very, very hyped about it, because Kindred's ultimate is such a complex one, and it's like it's kind of an analyst's dream, right? Because you can talk about it so much, and like there was already a moment where he died, where Pioshik died on the Gen.G game, and he could have saved himself a little bit longer. But he also would have kept the enemy team much, much healthier. And there was speculation on that co-stream that actually, had he ulted there is a chance that the enemy team would have been able to acquire Baron, thus win the game. And then the whole series would have turned out differently. So definitely something that is super interesting. I personally am a really big fan of these situations where it's like, you know, let's say a normal player would eye test this and say, wait, Kindred died without her ultimate. What the fuck? Are you griefing? But then you realize, like, no. There's no griefing happening here. This is actually the optimal play. All right, E is not going to connect, unfortunately. So yeah, I'm personally always very hyped for stuff like this, because I don't know, I get a little bit of excited, a little bit of dopamine whenever I realize that oh, beautiful flash by Pioshik, that I was wrong about something, and you know, I learned something new about the game. Something that is like, you know, so mind-blowingly different, right? Because like, if you think about it for a second, obviously it's clear, right? And you also know of these Bard ults, those Kindred ults that help the enemy team more. But it's like, in that specific situation, it really becomes pretty sick. So yeah, I'm absolutely hyped. Also, let's go back to the game and what happened there. That was actually a beautiful flash by Pioshik, right? You saw how Lee Sin took the Q. He was obviously Q marked from saving the Rumble and then fighting inside the ult. And then Lee Sin Q'd onto him, and he perfectly flashed right after Lee Sin landed on him. So he didn't, you know, flash with Lee Sin still following. He flashed right after it, and that was what saved him from the Ahri as well. So very solid job here by Pioshik. And obviously Kindred at this point is an absolute unit. 4 marks at 15 minutes. It's not bad. It's not that exciting. There has been a lot of unfortunate accidents, let's put it, for him not acquiring his marks. But yeah, I'm expecting him to acquire a mark onto the Lee Sin here, at least. Yeah, Lee Sin going down. And the mark is acquired. Unfortunately, no kill onto the Soraka. Available here. And Kai'Sa on the enemy team is actually quite weak. Like, if you look at her items, that is not the most optimal items you can imagine. Right now, 160 on Manamune, which means it's still going to take so long until you get that Muramana, at which point the gold investment actually becomes worthwhile. Alright, beautiful Rumble ult. And that is going to be a dead Ahri for sure. Pioshik will be taking that one for himself. 9-0-2, absolutely flawless gameplay, but it's not a gameplay of someone who isn't challenged, right? Or of someone who's just absolutely destroying the opposition. Like, I mean, he is kind of, but it's always on like kind of close terms. So yeah, definitely very good. And you see too with which lengths he went to be able to acquire the first couple of marks. Also something that is very, let's say, unique. Because, you know, you would think that he would put more focus on to, you know, getting gold and getting ahead in gold, so he can then help, like, try to acquire marks. But no, he actually already focused the marks basically since minute 1, which definitely tells you how confident he also is with the Kindred, because Kindred has an, like, if you talk about power budget, right? Kindred has a ridiculous power budget if she has a W down, and like with all the Qs and everything, there's so much she can do. Oh, very beautiful how he like weaves through all of those skill shots, and quite lethal ones at that. Herald is going to be summoned. Alright, unfortunately the big Gromp is already gone, so the mark is gone as well. Alright, let's see. Oh, that Q catches Kindred. But yeah, he slips out once again. Oh, now he's in trouble though. Surely he is in trouble, yeah. The ultimate not really helping against that Lee Sin kick. Lee Sin kicking him over the wall barely. Follows up and takes down the Kindred. 1000 gold over to Lee Sin, and actually it's a little bit of a wipe here. As yeah, this Kindred is... Phew! Kindred is still quite ahead, as he is going to be moving into the Titanic Hydra, something that is very popular on Kindred right now. We might see a Rage Blade after this. Rage Blade makes a lot of sense, right? All of these items have on-hit damage. And I kind of want to point out that this is not like you know, you can play Kindred in a couple different ways, but this is definitely the preferred Kindred right now. You could also play her with Collector and Infinity Edge, which is, let's say, the more classical AD carry type build, right? But what he is building here is an on-hit build that surely doesn't do as much damage, but it gains a lot of survivability and does good amounts of damage in comparison. And then once Kindred starts attacking you with that build from like 5 screens away, you know how painful this can be. Smite was available there, but he wasn't in range or did not want to use his last smite. I obviously don't know if he had 1 or 2 smites available, as yeah, not shown. Alright, so Twitch is not really in a good position here. But I mean, who is in a position that is as good as this Kindred's, obviously? Braum doing a super solid one. Yeah. Playing together with this Kindred and threatening. Ari ultimate has been forced out, which is pretty sexy. Alright, and we're kind of just posturing and looking. But I see pings. Yeah, it is the hype objective. we are taking on Baron now. Obviously, yeah, there's a lot of damage available here for the red team onto this Baron. Overheat by Rumble and all the auto attack based champions here. And that is just a Baron takedown before the enemy can intervene. Now, they did force a lot of cooldowns out of them as well. And I would assume that that is one of the reasons, right? Is they kind of played around the tower, kind of looked at it, kind of checked it out. And then once he did what he did, I think Lee Sin didn't ult, but Ahri definitely ulted. Lee Sin got chunked to like half-life. I think they just made the call to pull it because, I mean, obviously, like Kindred damage is ridiculous, right? I personally, whenever I played Cassiopeia and Azir, I would always just make very early Baron calls because, like in lower elo, if you have a jungler like the Kindred or something else, right, and they do well, and you have the Azir, you can take Barons pretty quickly. So, you know, early Baron takes and fast Baron takes, definitely something to be considered. But then again, it's also very easy to throw your game with a Baron call. So, you know, it's always a bit of a confidence question. Oh, beautiful kick actually by Lee Sin, but it is not going to be enough. Kill picked up onto the Soraka and onto the Ahri. As we are looking for the Lee Sin. Lee Sin finds the W and he is going to get out, but Rumble ult now attacking the Aatrox. Aatrox looking at the Kindred. He will take down the Kindred. And that is another kill acquired here by Rumble. Definitely a solid job, but beautiful turn by Aatrox. Actually ridiculous damage. And he will be taking down Pioshik for his second death of the game. Alright. So, the Zeal item. This is going to be a... interesting flash. This is going to be a Runan's Hurricane. Very clearly. Runan's Hurricane is pretty strong at something like the Kindred. But it's always a question of, like, are you actually going to, like, what is your thing this game, right? On Kindred, and I think that's like the most important thing, right? Is like, are you the sole AD carry? Do you have a lot of champions that are around you and are going to force you on the enemy team, right? And I think all of that is definitely the case, which means we are definitely going to be looking to, yeah, deal damage to mostly everyone. All right, Kindred will be taken down here, but at the cost of Aatrox, Lee Sin's life. Ahri will also be taken down by the Vex, and Vex finishes off the bot lane as well. Well, they tried to get Dragon, but they lost the game off of it, as Twitch is going to move into the mid lane. And I would assume that Rumble is taking the Dragon right now, with Twitch, Vex, and Braum moving into the enemy base and trying to take maybe one turret. Not much more they will be able to take, as everyone is kind of respawning, and Soraka with the Shurelya's will be able to speed up Lee Sin to make him run in and maybe take a kill onto the Vex, who was pretty low, right? But it seems to be fine. Seems like they did make the correct call. Yeah, Runans has been acquired here. Also, Boots finally coming in. So yeah, Runan's Hurricane. I honestly would say like Rage Blade is the item here. Will give you a good amount of AD damage. Yeah, okay, there is not going to be a Rage Blade in this game, unfortunately, anymore. As we Oh my god, how many wins? Ay, ay, ay. Alright, Ari will be taken down. That will go golden for a second. Aatrox kill picked up by the Twitch. Sinus is taken down. Beautiful job. And isn't that some hype gameplay here from Pyoshik? And doesn't that make you excited for these Worlds finals? Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.
Ты моя тяжелая, такая толстая, огромная я, всегда голодная, хорошая, ты моя я, бейби, ты моя я. Ты моя тяжелая, такая толстая, огромная я.